There's been a lot of news reports about the Zika virus and what it might be causing. Now there's new evidence from physicians that say we might not have gotten the story right. So first, let me set it up for you. The Tech Times has a story. They say pregnant women all over the world have been advised to take caution. The Zika virus infection has been linked to newborn babies with the birth defect microcephaly. This is a congenital condition in which babies are born with unusually tiny heads. Now, you guys might have seen in the newspapers pictures of the babies with the tiny heads, and obviously super, super sad. Most of them die fairly quickly, and obviously their brains are not fully developed. But here comes the twist. The Tech Times says the notion, however, has recently been challenged by a group of Argentine physicians. The group suspects that the Zika virus is not to blame for the rise in the microcephaly cases, but that a toxic larvicide introduced into Brazil's water supplies may be the real culprit. Well, that's interesting. Now, according to the physicians in crop-sprayed towns, a chemical larvicide that produces malformations in the mosquitoes was injected into Brazil's water supplies in 2014 in order to stop the development of mosquito larvae in drinking water tanks. So the name of the group is Physicians in Crop-Sprayed Towns, so obviously they're concerned about that issue. So their interpretation of this is not end-all, be-all. It's not the end of the question. It does raise new questions because of some of the data we'll share with you in 1 second, but understand that this is one interpretation, okay? They go on to explain the chemical, which is known as pyriproxyfen, was used in a massive government-run program tasked to control the mosquito population in the country. Pyriproxyfen is a larvicide manufactured by Sumitomo Chemical, a company associated with Monsanto. Okay, again, all of the evidence is not in. All the scientists, this is not climate change. 97% of the world's scientists have not agreed to an answer here. But as you look at the data here, and as these scientists looked at the data, they found something alarming that doesn't fit the narrative that we've all been taught. So let's go through those together and see, if you can reach your own conclusion here. Again, this is the beginning of the inquiry. Pernambuco is also the first state in Brazil, that's the state that they are studying here, to notice the problem. The state contains 35% of the total microcephaly cases in the country. So this is where this Monsanto affiliate put this chemical into the water, and in that state, we have 35% of all the reported cases. Now, that's a very high number, but 65% are elsewhere, okay? Now, that's not the only state in which they put these chemicals into the water, so I don't want anybody to panic, but it is, it started in Brazil, largely in Brazil. It started in that particular state, and the most amount of cases are in that state. Hold on, there's more evidence. The group of Argentine doctors points out that during the past Zika epidemics, there have not been any cases of microcephaly linked with the virus. Well, again, if that is confirmed by other scientists, that is a very important fact. Okay, in countries such as Colombia, where there are plenty of Zika cases, there are no records of microcephaly linked to Zika. Wow. Again, if confirmed and triple checked, also very telling. Let me give you more details about Colombia. When the Colombian president announced that many of the country's citizens were infected with Zika, but there was not a single case of microcephaly, the allegations soon emerged. Now, some 3,177 women in the country were infected with Zika, but the PCST report said these women are carrying healthy fetuses or had given birth to healthy babies. So in Colombia, there's plenty of Zika virus cases, infected women, pregnant, but their babies are fine. They're healthy. Very interesting. Now, the Washington Post reported in January that after experts examined 732 cases out of the 4,180 Zika-related microcephaly, more than half were not related to Zika at all. Now, the other half could be related to Zika, so understand there's a lot of different things that could happen here. It might be that it's just the Zika virus and this is just an anomaly and it'll be explained by later research. It could be that, yes, the chemicals put into the water affected the mosquitoes then passed that on to humans, or it could be that it's the Zika virus is carried by the mosquitoes when it interacts with the water in the water supply that the humans are drinking. That causes the issue and results in microcephaly. A lot of that has to get studied. So there's a lot of variables here. Don't jump to any conclusions. But it raises very important questions about the narrative that has been assumed all along. Now, finally, there is one other giant organization that has weighed in or not weighed in, and thereby is relevant here. The World Health Organization has been careful not to explicitly link Zika to microcephaly. So if someone is telling you that the jury is in, that is not true. Either way, the jury's still out on this. We're going to need a lot more research into it, but that's what scientists are for, and obviously this is an enormously important issue, not just for Brazil and Latin America, but for the whole world. So there will be a lot more research done on it, but it might not be as simple as we were led to believe.